When you buy an SSL, it needs to be activated before you can install it. Activation is a simple process where you submit your domain information to the issuing certificate authority. In this video, we'll be covering the activation process of single domain and wildcard certificates. For help with activating multi-domain certificates, please check the corresponding article in SSLs.com's knowledge base. To activate your SSL, first navigate to the My SSL section of your account. Then, click the Activate button next to the SSL you want to activate. If you're activating an SSL purchased for 2 or more years, you may receive a notification about the annual reactivation process. You will receive email reminders from us when it's time to reactivate. Next, you'll be prompted to enter the domain name or subdomain you wish to secure. Type in the domain or subdomain and click Onwards to go to the next step. Here, you will be given 2 options for creating a CSR code. Let's take a moment to define what a CSR code is. CSR stands for Certificate Signing Request. It's a block of encoded text that contains information about the domain that will be secured. The CSR is sent to the certificate authority to generate your SSL certificate. When you create a CSR, something known as a private key is created at the same time. The 2 options you'll be given on this page are Create CSR in browser and I have a CSR or I'm installing on a Windows-based server. With the first option, Create CSR in browser, the CSR and private key will be generated on your local device. This is a fast and secure option, ideal for most web servers and control panels, but not Windows servers. You don't need the CSR file, but you do need to download and save the private key. The key will not be sent to the certificate authority, and you should not share it with anyone, as it will be used to encrypt the data transferred to and from your server. Click Save Key. Depending on your browser settings, it will either be saved to your default folder for downloaded files, or you'll be prompted to choose where you want to save the file. You will need the private key when your SSL is issued to install the certificate on your server, so be sure to save it somewhere safe that you'll remember. Note: if you have a Windows server, although you can choose the in-browser method, it's the less convenient option. If you create the CSR and private key outside a Windows server, you'll need to take the extra steps of combining the SSL files into a .pfx file to install it on your server later. By creating a CSR directly on a Windows server, you can install a single SSL file in the same place later, so it's the easier option. Now let's talk about the second option. If you already have a CSR code or need to create a CSR and private key on your server, choose I have a CSR or I'm installing on a Windows-based server. You'll see a box with tabs labeled OpenSSL and Windows, which you can use to create your CSR via command line on your server. The command provided in the box has the required fields pre-filled for CSR generation. Here, you can also choose between RSA and ECC keys. ECC keys provide the same cryptographic strength with a shorter size, so a connection secured by an ECC key is a little bit faster. However, ECC may not be supported by outdated operating systems, servers, and browsers. Once you have generated your CSR, enter the entire CSR code in the Enter CSR box, making sure to include Begin Certificate Request and End Certificate Request. When you're done, click Onwards to proceed to the next page. If you're activating a business-validated SSL, such as an Organization Validation SSL or an Extended Validation SSL, you'll need to enter your business details on the next screen. If not, you'll be brought to the review page, which we'll discuss in a moment. To receive an OV or EV SSL, your organization needs to be officially registered, so make sure you've done that before proceeding. Fill in your company details, ensuring that they correspond to your government or public business records, such as Better Business Bureau or Dun & Bradstreet. These records should contain the company phone number. Sectigo, SSLs.com's partner certificate authority, will use these details to verify your organization and perform a callback. You also need to specify the person who should be contacted if Sectigo requires additional information. Be sure to review the validation requirements for OV and EV certificates to ensure that the business validation process goes smoothly. On the next page, you'll be asked to review your details and you'll be prompted to choose a DCV method. DCV stands for Domain Control Validation. It's the process of verifying that you are authorized to make changes to a particular domain. It prevents unauthorized SSL issuance. Choose your DCV method in the section titled Confirm Access to an SSL Domain. You have two methods to choose from. The first is Upload a Validation File. With this option, a validation.txt file should be uploaded into a specific folder on your server. You can download this file from your account when the SSL's status turns to pending. The second option is Receive an Email. With this option, an email with a validation link will be sent to an address from a predefined list of emails related to your domain name. This could include the contact email you used for your Whois domain registration, as well as domain-based emails such as admin@example.com. Another DCV option is to add a CNAME record in your domain's DNS settings. This option is not available during the activation process, but you can select it in the Sectigo Order Status Checker tool after the activation process is complete. Once you've finished filling out everything on this page, click Submit. And you're done. You've successfully activated your SSL certificate. Next, you'll need to complete the DCV process before your SSL can be issued.